Book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, for blessing me with the Spirit to do this lesson. And this lesson is going to be pretty much a continuation of this earthquake that went down in Venezuela. You know, I talked about it a little bit in on the class on Saturday, and I did a video last week. You know, this thing was devastating, man. It was worse than what we thought. You know, because at one point, you know, I think when I did the lesson, they said it was about 920 that were dead, but now the number is up to 1,400 plus, and they said over 20 to 40,000 are not accounted for. So, man, you can just imagine how many, when it's all said and done, how many people are going to be, what the number is going to be, actually, you know. And this is just showing you the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua in these last days, man. The Lord is tired of the tribes not returning to him. You know, this gospel is being preached throughout the whole earth. There are brothers teaching everywhere. And the Lord is calling, is stretching out his hand to his people, man, and they're just slapping it away. You know, this is how you know you are blessed. If you receive this word and you jumped on that ship, man, right? Because think about how many people of our people, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, that hear the word and just let it pass by them. They don't, you know, regard it. So by you hearing this word one time, that's all it took, you know, or two times, or, you know, and you full force in this walk, doing the best you can, you know, according to the situations that we're in. We're doing the best we can to do what the Lord commanded us to do in these last days, man. That's a great indicator that you may be part of the elect, man. But the scriptures tell you that there's going to be many more that perish than them that shall be saved, like a wave is to a drop, man. So the Lord's wrath is going to claim millions, billions of people, man. You know, billions of their lives, billions of people's lives, man. The Lord's going to kill a lot of people in these last days. So, you know, as you can see on the screen, it says content one in the film contains scenes of suffering, injury, and death. And the Lord said he was going to bring that in the last days. Right? Let's get Second Esdras, and then we're going to play it. Second Esdras 15. All right. Second Esdras 15 and verse 5. It says, Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction, man. right? So the Lord is gonna bring this. Only the Lord can bring this, man. Right? Everybody is used and everything is used. Every element, anything that you can think of is used for the purpose of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah, man. So check it out. Man, imagine being under all that and you probably screaming and nobody can hear you because it's uh so much rock, so much cement and concrete on you, man. You deep down under all that. Man.
Y'all got denim? Hold on the website, y'all. Ain't no way. You guys are print on demand.
Salaki. And you heard it. You seen the caption. It said food, water, medicine, everything suddenly became urgent. And imagine when that time hits over here in America, man, in Babylon. Because over there in Venezuela, you know, these people, you know, and a lot of them are our people. A lot of them are Israelites from the tribe of Asher, you know, and some of them know that, you know. So over there, not having this is kind of, you know, hit or miss. But over here in America, man, it's always been here: food, water, medicine. People in America have never known what it's like not to have, man, for a long period of time. So when you add that in, when that happens, and then you add the amount of guns and weaponry that is here in America, it's going to be bloody.
La persona encargada ahí no dejan hacerlo. Por favor, alguien que tenga influencia, que venga para que nos dé permiso para nosotros también ayudar a levantar, que sea una piedrita cada uno, que cada uno levante una piedra, se va haciendo algo. ¿Usted tiene conocidos allí, señor? No, no tengo a nadie, pero son seres humanos como yo que necesitan la vida como todos nosotros. No hace falta tener familia, sino querer hacer algo por el que no tiene nada. Y ellos ahorita están incapacitados de no tener nadie que los ayude. Nosotros estamos...
cuarto y yo estaba en otra parte y no se logró rescatar a las niñas a tiempo, solamente sobrevivió una sola.
Pero aquí no es momento de saquear, es momento de poner ley. ¿Ok? Y eso es todo. Sufrimos un embate en la naturaleza, perfecto, pero vamos a ayudarnos entre todos a recuperar. ¿Y qué tienen que hacer las autoridades? No sirven las autoridades, no sirven. Porque deberían estar los militares con toda la maquinaria que tienen allí, toda la gente de la nave metida aquí, ayudando a los venezolanos, que son tu pueblo.
Pero nosotros no sabemos nada de él desde anoche. Y estamos buscando la manera como conseguirlo, porque en verdad mi hermana está preocupada, la mamá de él está preocupada, toda su familia está preocupada. Yo tengo apenas un año aquí en Venezuela, que me vine de Colombia, y no creo que le vaya a pasar nada a mi primo, pues. Por favor, sí.
Yo quiero que me den un poquito de agua, por favor. Tengo mucha sed.
Mira, voltea la cabeza hacia este lado.
Ooh, man. You can, man. This is what we tell our people, man. The Lord's judgment is very severe, man. Right? The Lord is slow to anger, but great in power. And great in wrath, man. You know? And the Lord is not playing, man. He see the wickedness of our people throughout the four corners of the earth. Because over there in Venezuela, man, they worship idols like it's going out of style, man. The same way in Mexico, Colombia, Cuba, a whole lot of those, and all of those North American, Central American countries, man. Right? Our people over there, they worship all types of idols, man. Right? And the Lord said, you know, he's a jealous power. You shall have no other gods. Right? Worship no other gods. You only worship me. You know? So you got the Northern Kingdom catching hell, not just here in America, but in their countries, and in the Southern Kingdom, you know, they're not out to win, man. They're gonna get it worse, right? Because you know, Southern Kingdom hella proud with this FBA BS, and you can't touch me. I built this country and all that. The Lord got something for you too, man, because you hella proud, and you in the witchcraft and serving other gods as well, man. You know, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, right? 2nd Ezra 15 and verse, I'm going to start at 1. And it reads, "Behold, speak there in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." Man, that's the scriptures, man. That's the Bible. "Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." And a lot of our people, they speak against us when they see us teaching, man. When they see the words of the Lord coming out, they speak against it, or they don't believe it. Because, you know, we just niggas, man. We just niggas in America. Right? What do we know? Right? So they speak against, they mock. It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." And a lot of our people, they are unfaithful, man. They are faithful in idols. They believe in idols, but they don't believe in the one and only true and living power, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. They don't believe. Right? They are unfaithful when it comes to the Lord. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." I read that earlier, man. It says, "For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled," man. So this whole kingdom is wicked as hell. You just passed yesterday was the Rainbow Coalition Parade, man. You know, you don't think the Lord is seeing all of this? All the idolatry, all the abominations, all the evil, the wickedness, the violence. The Lord is seeing it all, man. So what? What did the Lord say? It says, "Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they have profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things which they wickedly exercise themselves," man. Right? So the Lord is about to judge all the wickedness, man. Because you do it and you have faith in it. You love doing it. You get an enjoyment out of worshiping idols, out of being abominable, out of doing wickedness, man. So a lot of y'all's reality and a lot of y'all's judgment is going to be very, very violent, man. Right? Because the Lord knows who's serving him and the Lord knows who's serving him not. And we in the last days, man, ain't no time to be bullshitting around, man. But a lot of our people, they don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear this word. So the judgment has to come. Right? The judgment has to come. Right? So let's get Deuteronomy chapter 31 and verse 28. And it reads, it says, "Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words," right? "That I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to record against them," man. So this is Joshua, you know, calling what they call it, a convocation, man. Right? A gathering. It says, "For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves, right? So, listen, man. Our forefathers, our righteous forefathers, right? They knew, what we was gonna do in the last days, man. They knew what type of spirit we was gonna be in, a wicked ass spirit. It says, "For I know that after my death you will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, that an evil will befall you in the latter days." So Joshua was Moses, right-hand man, so to speak. And when Moses, delivered us through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua out of the land of Egypt, and when we got to the promised land, Moses didn't go. And he gave over, Joshua was next in line. So Joshua, carried off from where Moses left off. So it says, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the works of your hands, man. And what are some of the works? Idolatry, worshiping idols, witchcraft, voodoo, right? Eating unclean foods, being a mo, being in that colorful community, man. Right? You doing all of these things is going to bring evil to you, man. Right? So, yeah, man. It's not a game. Moses knew, Joshua knew, right? Jeremiah, he knew what type of people we were, man. We were some wicked ass people, man, and we still are. But now the Lord is finna judge, our people for their wickedness and evil, man. Right? It says, verse 30, and Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended, man. So, hey, man, our forefathers, they knew what was up, man. I got one more. We're going to shut it down.
Se le agradece que ayude a Venezuela, a Vargas, que es el estado más perjudicado que existe aquí.
And you see what he got on, man. He got on the rosary and the cross, and you can't tell me this ain't Jake, man. You can't tell me that this is not Jake.
Venezuela. Fueron muchos edificios a derrumbados y muchas personas y muchas familias que están bajo este poco de escombros que también necesitan ayuda. Y tenemos...
Death toll more than 1,450 people, man. Right? So this is Ezekiel 24 and verse 13. We're going to shut it down. It says, in thy filthiness is lewdness. Right? In thy filthiness is lewdness. Let's look up that word, lewd. Lewdness. Right? When you go into lewdness, it says lewdness refers to the state or quality of being openly and offensively preoccupied with sex or displaying crude, indecent behavior, right? So they openly do their wickedness, man. It says it typically describes actions, speech, or writings that are vulgar, lustful, and lack moral restraints, man. Right? So what did the Lord say? The Lord said, in thy filthiness is lewdness, because I have purged thee, and thou was not purged, right? Thou shalt not be purged from thy filthiness anymore. So the Lord gonna let you be a nigga and a wicked ass Israelite until he destroy you, man. Right? It says, till I have caused my fury to rest upon thee. I, the Lord, have spoken it. It shall come to pass, and I will do it. I will not go back, neither will I spare, neither will I repent. According to thy ways and according to thy doings shall they judge thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. This is talking about Judah, but you can put all the tribes in there, man. Right? Because all the tribes are wicked as hell, man, in these last days. They have lewd, wicked, filthy behavior, man. And the Lord is checking it, and he's going to check it more and more. So, I'm going to leave it there. Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, the elect was edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, for blessing me with the spirit to do this lesson. Hey, man, don't play with the Lord, man. The Lord ain't nobody to play with. And this is just, that's why I titled this video. This was a pinch of the Lord's wrath. Get right. This was just a pinch, man. So, hey, with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto you, unto Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to the next lesson. Shalom.